Shawne Merriman, thank you for joining me on Wine Walk this week.
Thank you.
We're doing it up. You dressed up for me.
Yeah,
this
is actually me dressing up, kind of.
Yeah. LA, man, you people are
I would
fucking
have
crazy.
the flip-flops on and the beach shorts and the tank top. You know?
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, well, we're walking down Rodeo Drive today.
Okay.
And so I wanted to do a little throwback to Julia Roberts and Pretty Woman.
Nice.
To really, do it back. I expect you to go into a store, by the way, and yell, the classic line. You work on commission, right?
Yeah.
Big, huge mistake. All right, so for you, I picked Beaufrères. It's a Pinot Noir, and this one is special because it's unfiltered. And I mean, come on, you're a pretty unfiltered man.
I'm pretty unfiltered, for the most part.
But it's a Pinot Noir because it's soft, and California's made you soft.
Yeah, it did. But you know, it's funny because it really did, right? Because I'm from the East Coast, from Maryland. And since 2005, I got drafted by the Chargers. I've been here. And
you played for the Chargers?
But yeah, a couple years. I did all right when I played. I was okay. And I did. I guess I got soft. It was like 63 the other day, and I was complaining.
Listen, 63 out here is chilly. I gotta give you some of that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Nice.
It's good, right?
I like it.
All right.
I gotta sip this because it's it's one of the ones that can creep up on you, and I don't. It's a pool right here, and there's a lot of wine.
You can get in.
I can?
Yeah. It's allowed. It's allowed. We can turn it into a wine swim. We've never done that before. Listen, we like to do things people have never done before.
I'm down.
I got yelled at by a cop the other day for crossing the street, like not at the crosswalk.
You breaking the law here
too? He got on his little, ma'am, excuse me, need you to go to the crosswalk.
You know what? We need to watch the thugs that's coming out here in Beverly Hills. Don't bring our crime rate up.
I mean, you want to talk about like cops wasting their time, just waiting for people to. I bet this cop right here. I bet that's exactly what he's doing. He's waiting for somebody to cross.
He's waiting for you to cross. Because he's definitely gonna give you a ticket.
Shit's off. You think cops in New York are gonna be like, oh, this person's crossing the street illegally?
Yeah, but they probably mad because you're not running across and like you're walking too slow. Damn sure not because you're walking across though.
Maybe if you were like running up to like stab someone, maybe then, but they've got shit to do. They're important.
Right.
So you were in high school. That's how you make a transition right there.
Yep.
When you were in high school, do people know where your nickname came from? Because we're gonna tell them right now if they don't.
Yeah.
What'd you do to those four innocent little high school kids?
They wasn't innocent. They were okay. They were innocent bystanders. They were just there.
They had no idea what was coming.
They didn't have any idea, and I was just doing my job, right? So my sophomore year in high school, I knocked out 4 guys in one game.
Unconscious.
Yep. Well, 3 of them was unconscious, and then the other one kind of left. He had a collarbone issue, so he was out. But either way, you still got like knocked out the game, so that counts. After the game, I had about 20 or 25 students come and run up to me and saying, "You knocked those kids' lights out," and I just kind of played it off cool, and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Call me Lights Out."
That's it.
And that name stuck with me all the way through high school, college, and then through the pros.
Were people scared of you in high school?
Yeah, they were.
Because they would have to have been.
The thing is that I had like parents trying to petition that I was too old. Like my
shit! So they're checking like birth certificates.
Right. Like my high school coaches kept me back a couple years to play because I had like the little mustache and a little beard growing in, and I had trash.
Chest hair poking out of your shirt.
Right.
So you were like a 22-year-old man playing on a high school football team. Yeah.
And the parents didn't like that.
Did you know you were going to be as good as you were? Especially like right out of the gate, because sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to, playing at that level, at the professional level.
Okay, this is my thing. I want to be a little modest about this, a little bit, right?
All right. I'll make sure you're not modest, but you go be modest first.
I'm gonna be modest about it.
Okay.
In high school, I really knew. I started to hear like when I was in Boys and Girls Club and in Pee Wee League. In Pee Wee League, and they was like, man, this guy could play in the pros. This kid can play in the pros one day. And they kind of went through one ear and out the other because I've heard stuff like that before. But then in high school, I started to come into my own. I started to get some size, and I started to get a little bulk, and I found a weight room. And after that, I knew that I had a chance to play like on that level. So that's the modest version I can be, other than saying I'm just a shit. I mean,
just the shit. What, almost 40 sacks? What is it, 39 and a quarter, 39 and a half
39
sacks?
and a half.
In 3 seasons?
Yeah.
Was Jason Taylor your nemesis? Because during that period, he was only a sack behind.
Yeah. No, so it was, I remember.
And don't give me a bullshit answer, but you're drinking unfiltered wine.
Nope, that year, and it's already hitting me too, so I'm going to really start talking in a second. So that year, it was myself, Jason Taylor, and Champ Bailey, right? We were all up for 3, and those guys are like, I mean, both of them are Hall of Fame like players. So I knew at some point that one of them was going to get it over me, and I was still young. But I mean, I was up there with the best. I can't really complain too much. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't complaining, but I should have won. I should have won.
Should have won.
Just saying that I should have probably won.
Did you send that package that was rumored that you sent to Jason Taylor?
I did.
So what, popcorn?
I sent him a popcorn, lights out T-shirt, and wrote him a note and told him, good luck sitting on the couch watching us in the playoffs.
What a fucking dick move. What did he say back to you?
He was sick. He was sick, and that was personally delivered to him in the locker room. I made sure of it. So,
do you have his reaction from that?
No, I wish.
Oh, damn. Back now you would have the reaction.
Yeah.
What an asshole move. I love it.
Yeah, I got a couple of those.
I love it. So then 3 years of excellence, and then 3 years you started getting injured, a lot of injuries.
My fourth year, I tore my knee up completely. I came back the following year. I played like half the year, and I ended up partially tearing my Achilles. And I played on about a year and a half on my partially torn Achilles, and then it finally tore.
Because you weren't supposed to go back on the field.
Right.
Doctors recommended that you sit.
Yeah, and it was tough because at the time they were telling me that I would miss at least 9 months of football, so I would have missed the rest of the year, and plus 3 or 4 games of next year. I'm just coming off a Pro Bowl season, so I'm like, I'm not trying to miss any time. So if a doctor say I can play, I'm gonna go and play. And then me, my mentality and how I am, I was like, I can play through anything. Just being, crazy.
Being stupid.
Being crazy.
Being stupid.
And then going out there thinking I could just go and play regardless. And I probably should have had the surgery. I probably should have just rested my body and got back together. But I've never missed any time.
Yeah.
So for me, that was like scary as hell. So I just played and, regrets later on about it. I was like, I should have sat my eyes down. I should have sat down and got.
All right, but how do you do that? When you have like the 3 years you had and then you start getting injured, aren't you just really fucking angry?
I was angry. No, I was like the angriest ever because
it was taken from you.
It was taken. Not only was it taken from me, but I couldn't get back to what I was because I'd come back and then my Achilles went.
How many beers does it take to get you really, really, really drunk?
Beers, shots of tequila, probably about 7.
Oh, that's not that much.
7 or 8 before I start to feel it. Maybe 10 before I get drunk.
I expected a little more out of you.
No.
Yeah.
I need 10 shots of tequila to really take it to that next level.
Okay, so I'm a Packers fan, and seeing like this season, like Rodgers unhealthy.
Right.
In your mentality, like how are you able to just like accept things for what they are? Because that's true in the real world. Like forget just the football field. Like when bad shit happens to people, it's hard to take that in.
The thing is, when you played the game at such a high level and you played and you've been, a Pro Bowl and you've been one of the best in your position, and then physically it's taken away from you, but mentally you still got it that you think you can go out there and do it, and your body won't let you do it. That's what drives guys to things, either retire or just kind of tuck it in and be like, you know what, I'm done with this shit, I'm done. I'll never forget watching film, and I was like, you know what, I'm not the same player anymore. It's not as fun for me. So I decided to retire.
And you could admit that.
Yeah, and I knew it watching film, and I finally watched like the very last couple of games that I played in Buffalo. I was like, I'm done. I'm just done. I got nothing else to give. There's nothing else I can do to get back to where I was.
Also, you probably just wanted to get out of Buffalo. You were like, fuck this place.
No, you know what's funny about Buffalo? The people there are like the best. They got the best fans, I think, in sports.
Really?
I think
Salt of the earth.
Yep. Yeah. I think they got the best fan in sports, and they treat you like you're a third cousin there, right? So we're walking on the street right now. Somebody will be like, here somebody come up ask for a picture, autograph. There they be like, yo, what's up, Lights? Like they just know me for 10, 12 years already.
Like that bus driver.
Yeah, like him. Oh, no, the bus driver was
Let me see this because
this is my dance.
Yeah, because has anybody ever told you it looks like
it looks like
you're having a seizure or doing something else, one or the other.
Something like that. So this is my special lightweight. I'm in Beverly Hills. I got to tone it down a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm doing that. So I'm pretending to, just like that. I'm pretending to flick the light switch on and off, like that.
Yeah.
So that was my toned down version, Beverly Hills style lights out dance. We're in Beverly Hills. If you want to go down to if you want to go to Crenshaw, Compton or something.
Oh, okay.
I can really stomp on it. I can get really gritty out there.
So there's no real people in Beverly Hills. They're only in Compton and
yeah, just a real place. I don't want to scare too many people out here by getting crazy with the lights out dance.